Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Murder Corner, where I sit in my little goblin closet and we talk about art for a little bit. Today, I did some Invader Zim fan art. This is one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Jonan Vasquez is one of my favorite artists. I really love the shapes, the colors he uses. Invader Zim and Johnny the Homicidal Maniac had like huge influences on my art style and on like my comedy style as well. Um, I'm not super happy with how this piece came out. I think it looks good, like it's fine, but I really think I could have done more with it. It's I think it's a little boring. I didn't do too much that's interesting with the characters. Right here, this character, if you don't know, is Squee from Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. I feel like people know him a little less. Uh, I I just was having like a hard time trying to find something I like, trying to make a composition I like. And I think part of that is that I just started drawing characters and then trying to jam them in and make them fit. Uh, a good way to decide how your composition is going to work and like where everything's going to go is called thumbnailing. And this is where you just put like little blobs, like just general shapes of your characters on the canvas. And if you're doing this traditionally, you just draw like little squares or rectangles depending on what your canvas is. And then you do the same. You just put little shapes that are generally telling you where is every character going to be and what are they going to be doing. So I didn't do that. I just kind of go in and just start trying to throw down shapes and characters and like try to make them work. And I think that kind of led to a little bit of a boring composition. I mean, again, I don't think it's bad. I just think I could have done a lot more, especially considering like how much I love these characters. So I will probably revisit this at some point. But yeah, as you can see, I kind of just started all over at this point. And just to be clear, like I was using reference on the last one as well. I just had them pulled up on my PC, and I drew this in my bedroom, so I just decided to put the reference on the canvas. And yeah, like I, I'm. This is a whole nother day, and I'm feeling a little bit better, a little more confident. I just wasn't feeling it the other day or the day that I started this, so I decided to start over, and I decided to leave that part in the video as well. I actually had to like edit it in. Uh, I just think it's important to see those struggles. It's important to note that artists don't get it right every time. Like sometimes it takes us a long time, uh, and that's a big hurdle for people. I think is they believe that if they're not getting it correct first try, then they're failing. And like, no, you're gonna fail a lot, like constantly. You're gonna constantly make shapes and characters and things that you hate and not know why you hate it and be upset with yourself. That's like part of it. And actually, I think most artists go through this phase where we start creating our art and we just hate everything that we are creating at that point. We all get to this part or this point where we keep creating stuff and it just doesn't come out right and we're just disliking everything. And I think that's like a point of improvement because I think it's your mind seeing everything wrong with what you're doing. So then it's just a matter of fixing it because you weren't seeing those issues before. You weren't seeing the flaws in your art. You were just happy with how it was. And when you start to like hate everything you're creating, it's because your mind's like learning and it's looking at it and saying, no, I see flaws here now. I'm seeing a bunch of stuff that I'm actually doing wrong. So from there, you start to improve. So like I said, just including that to show that sometimes you're going to hate your process and you're going to hate what you did. And you have to just kind of get over it and keep pushing. And that's how you improve. That's how you become a good artist. Um, but anyway, like I said, I like this piece. I think it's nice. Like, if I found like a poster of this or something, I would be fine with it. Like, I would buy it. But as an artist, I think I could have done a lot more, especially considering how much I really love these characters and like how much influence Jonan Vasquez has had on my own art. Um, but yeah, it's still a good piece. Like it's good enough. I didn't want to spend forever on this. I spent way too long on the Pokemon fan art, and I kind of wanted to just get something that I was happy enough without. So I kind of end up making it like a versus screen almost. It's like they're facing off, and I kind of reflect that in the characters a little bit. Like Dib looks kind of worn torn. He's got an eye patch. I wanted to reflect that like maybe this isn't the first time that these two characters have had an altercation. So they're just like facing off with each other. It's kind of reminiscent of a video game like versus screen, like a fighting game. And yeah, it's nothing too interesting, but it is like enough to be serviceable and to look interesting. And that's the main goal, is just to create something that I think other people will look at and like. So yeah, I really liked how Gur came out. I actually, if you notice, he looks almost the same as the original sketch, because he was really the only thing that I was super happy with from that sketch. So I thought I'd just bring it over and redraw it, because maybe I could do a little better. I do like how he came out in the second one a little bit better. I end up doing this like nice little white outline. I always like this. It almost makes characters look kind of like stickers. Like, I don't know. It just gives them a cool little pop. I really like it. Um, so yeah, from there I just finish up the coloring. I don't do anything too crazy with the coloring. I just kind of do the little white outline and just some simple like cell shading, just like one flat layer of shade, which is like reminiscent of the cartoon. But yeah, like at this point I'm having fun with it. Once I kind of figured out what the drawing was going to be, I did have fun just finishing it up and making some fan art. Like I said, I really love these characters. I think they're super cool and unique, and they were a huge influence on my art style. Uh, Gurr, obviously, I think he influenced like a whole generation of humor. I think a lot of like the weird randomness that people use in their internet humor kind of came from Gurr, like birthed this whole generation. And yeah, like it, it was super fun just doing something that I really like, something that I've enjoyed for a long time, and drawing fan art of it. Like I said, I'll probably revisit this at some point because I do feel like I could do more with these characters. But all in all, it came out pretty neat, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks. So that's pretty much it. You guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.